And also a question, did Ty's opinion of Trump improve or decline with the Iran strikes?
That is an interesting question. I feel like I'm ambivalent toward it because I couldn't even make up my decision on if I was in the chair what I would have done. Um, I literally was telling people whenever the news had finally hit because I was watching the fucking tankers fly over a couple days before getting ready for the operation. I'm like, oh shit, we're actually going to do this. But when we finally did, I was like, well, um, my decision's been made. I've already voted. So let's just see where he fucking rides this thing because I did not have a strong policy towards the other side because I thought the risk is huge. And I'm not informed well enough to make that decision. I don't have a presidential briefing. Unfortunately, I don't think Trump goes to his.
The one thing that I always keep in mind is I did an audiobook reading a few years ago of The Art of War. And so when you do the editing of that, a lot of it really sinks in. It's more like not so much the reading and the audio, but having to edit it. That
Mhm.
and what I will say is one of the things in The Art of War is having a commander that knows when to go to war when all are saying peace and when to have peace when all are saying war is a true blessing to any empire. And whether we like it or not, we're standing upon the American empire. And so Trump, like everybody was saying get involved with Israel, he didn't. Everybody's been saying get involved with in Ukraine. Just the other day he said he's going to send more money, which is really unfortunate. Like until then we were just like nope, no more money. The war ends basically January 2026. Which unfortunately, like in the long run, in terms of there being an actual Ukrainian civilization and culture, that's a disaster because like it's either they're going to lose their civic identity by losing some territory to Russia, but they can maintain some, or they're going to lose their civic identity by all their men getting killed in war, and then they're going to have to be replaced by most likely Russian men. And so one way or another, they're losing their civic identity as Ukrainians. So why not just end the war?
Considering they had already been occupied for the better part of 200 to 400 years in history, they're willing to take that risk.
Extinction or extinction. One actually is extinction. It's genetic extinction. The other one is just basically accepting peace, be that peace ever so base. I know which one's the better option, truth be told, because there'll actually be a Ukrainian culture at the end of it. Because if this keeps going another few years, the young men of Ukraine are going to get chewed up. There's going to be none left. Okay.
So, just to make sure I understand your take here, and I don't even know if it's rooted in which principle, but is basically, hey, look, it's better to be a subservient vassal because I'll still be here and my children might still have a future. Then, hey, we might go down swinging, but eventually, whether we lose or win, we're not giving it up.
It is one of those. At least you're here to regret the loss.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is gonna be a weird way to go, but even Wolfenstein, the video game about what if the Nazis won? Well, guess what? A generation or two later, an insurgency against them rose up and took them out. Okay, if they're bad enough, eventually they're gonna lose the legitimacy to rule. Okay, that's the people eventually always rise up. Eventually, your very well curated supervision eventually falls through. And so, if it's not a just system or if it's something people don't want, America's system, on the other hand, you know why it's going to keep going? You know why you're never going to see a legitimate, so long as these three things remain constant: beer in the fridge, football on the TV, and when you hit a button, your shit flushes away and you don't have to think about it anymore. So long as those three things remain constant, I don't see even why there would be a rebellion in the West or any major westernized nation.
That's shocking to me that you would say that, actually, because I think most of your peers and most of your neighbors and even myself recognizes that the deck's stacked for a lot of folks. And it's if you're either on the ins or you're really on the outs. If you're not part of the establishment, for lack of a better term, you probably don't have very many inroads into some level of prosperity. You're probably one of the people who don't have healthcare, or at least anything that's decent, right? Or health insurance. There's a lot of people, at least in my community, that are very much in a situation where they're tired of hearing about, Mark Cubans of the world. Um, how do I put this? Yeah, like they're very much in the idea that the Mark Cubans of the world are able to just walk away with all the fucking money. And I bust my ass all the live long day, and I get what 50,000 for my troubles on a good day, or on a good year. Like most people are tired of that shit. 100%.
Oh, that's always a reality. Now, it's one of the things that when I teach, I usually go over the Westminster Shorter Catechism, and it talks about the Ten Commandments. And I believe it's the 10th commandment where it talks about not coveting your neighbor's wife or his goods or any of those things. And what that tells us is we are to be satisfied in our own track of life, not to compare ourselves to others, because no matter what work you do, even if you are just a mere janitor just sweeping, and I don't mean to say mere, but if you're a janitor that does nothing but sweep one school building for $2 an hour, even that work can be done to the glory of God. Any vocation can be done to God's glory. And so that's why, like, I don't ever look down on anybody on any vocation, and I don't think anybody that's about, like, Elon Musk, you know, the man was blessed. He was blessed with ideas, and he was blessed with timing, and he was blessed with a lot of things. Okay. And so everybody's got their blessings, and everybody's got their drawbacks and their sins and their own things that they have to bear. So to me, I get it, but like, one of the things about coming to Christ is that kind of like economic, what's the word, I'm like, that kind of economic jealousy kind of disappears, okay, when you come to Christ, because you realize you're where you are because God has you there for a reason, and everybody else is doing the same, whether they're aware of it or not. Now, don't get me wrong, I get it, but like, we got it pretty good here in the West, man. Like,
I don't
it's
disagree.
thoroughly good.
I don't disagree that we got it decently well in the West. At least compared by the standards of everybody else. Yeah, we definitely.
Or anyone there's ever been. Like, I mean, like,
Oh, definitely
literally.
throughout most of history, but that's also a level where, technology compared to even a century ago is significantly different. There's hardly anybody left alive who is part of the generations that didn't see half of their siblings die.
Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, you and I live better than a king 300 years ago. Two words: surgery, dentistry.
I mean, we can go further than that. Herbs and spices, like literally, protein. The fact that you can get shit from halfway across the planet and it'll be here in a week. Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Now, my daughter's giving me a hard time one time about, like, Dad, I don't season my chicken enough. She's like, Dad, you don't season your chicken enough. And I couldn't help. It's like, well, just because white people conquered the world for spices doesn't mean we actually use them.
Did you just reappropriate the British joke?
Yeah, I think I did. I think I did.
How dare you?
Now, keep in mind, Ty, when you steal from one person, that's plagiarism. If you steal from a whole lot of people, that's just research. So I am a well seasoned researcher.
Okay, I didn't know that Christianity was, inspiring theft, but all right. Wasn't ready for that today.
Oh, yeah. I stole the idea. It's stolen. Like, have you ever seen the show Trailer Park Boys?
Can't say that I have.
There's a character in it that's so stupid where he's like, dude, there's ideas in books, and if you read the books, you steal the ideas and you make them your own ideas.
Yeah, I guess you can look at it that way.
Yeah.
I didn't know we were literally descending into idiocracy live on air, but I guess that's where we are today.
To me, that's how I can always tell if someone is going to land on the left libertarian on the political compass test if they say the term, I think we're an idiocracy, man. Like that's how you can always tell, like, okay, you're somewhere in the left libertarian sector, aren't you? Me, I was really disappointed last time I did it. I was way more liberal than I thought I'd be. I was one whole metric off from being all the way to the right, which is way more liberal than I thought I'd be. Like, I was like, oh man, I'm slipping. Man. But yeah. So now. So we got the Iran thing. You and I are probably never going to see eye to eye on the Ukraine thing because, to me, it just looks like it's the new battleground that the military industrial complex just wants to test out all their new toys, and so that's what we're doing now. And I just don't see the reason, and I definitely don't think we need to put American boots on the ground at all for any reason. So I did get Dylan to concede no American boots on the ground unless we really, really super duper need them. Winky face. That was basically that was the end. Like, unless we super duper need them.
Well, I think I've already affirmed what my position is, unless we need to rehash that one. But
Oh, I am doing nothing but rehashing old fucking issues. Pardon my French, but no.